Hi, this is Madhurita, and with me here today is a very beautiful and very talented actress. And so what if she's slightly hutke and unconventional? And that's the reason the Desi boys are all drooling over her. Let me welcome the lovely Chitrangada Singh.
Thank you.
Hi, Chitrangada.
Hi.
Okay, the first question I'm going to ask you is that what made you do a film like Desi Boys? It's so unlike what you've done in the past.
Yes. I have done a very, similar kind of work like for quite some time now, a couple of years. So it was, I think, time to jump out of that box. So I thought, let me just...
Really jumped.
Yeah, like literally actually jumped out almost, and just try something out of the box.
Chitrangada, they often call the thinking man sex symbol. So you think this movie is going to strip you of that title?
That's some title to lose, isn't it?
Yeah, what would you rather be?
Wow. I think it's good to dabble in different kind of cinema. I had done so much of certain kind of work that I think it was time for me to just, experiment and do something different.
Move on to men who don't think as much.
Yeah, let's get them. So I thought I'll just, try something different.
Where you're coming from, do you think the industry has treated you differently, or the kind of films you get, or the kind of filmmakers who approach you, or the roles you get? Do you find a kind of difference?
Yeah, I think it's different in the sense that, where we start is the kind of image that you kind of carry for a while. So having started being Geeta Rao and having played it in a certain way and people liked it so much, it was definitely difficult to move on from there. And so I kept getting roles very similar to that, and I think that's the reason why I consciously started to try and move away, because you get a bit staid doing the same kind of thing. I think any actor does get a little bored of doing a similar kind of thing, and you want to try something different.
There's a perception in Indian audiences' minds about how a married woman, a married actress, but nowadays the new generation, the newer people are kind of breaking those boundaries.
Yeah.
Whether it's a you or Kajal, of course she is far senior, but how do you manage to do that? Because I think a married woman can carry off any role as convincingly, whether it's a super glam role like the one you're doing.
Yeah, I've always taken Malaika Arora Khan's example. She's the item girl that we have, and she's married and she's with a kid. So I don't think that has anything to do with how desirable a woman is.
Back to the movie, how do the boys treat you, John and Akshay? Are they like more chivalrous and like very proper because they're supposed to be pranksters?
I wouldn't know just how bad they are, because they're pretty good to me actually. No, I think they're just fine. Of course they're pranksters and they do their own. I think they just do it more for entertaining themselves than entertaining others. I think they just have to do it because they have to keep busy on the set and not get bored probably.
So who has a better sense of humor, John or Akshay?
They have different sense of humor. I wouldn't say who's better, but they definitely get the girls to laugh enough to get them, I guess. No, they're funny enough, yeah. There's a different sense of humor, I think, yeah.
The way we see them promoting the film, it's almost like they are the lead pair and they cast opposite each other.
I know, I was like, yeah, it's kind of tough competition for Deepika to keep up with Akshay and me to kind of compete with John.
Is it very different when you're acting with an actor who's not so commercial and someone like Akshay Kumar,
who
comes with a big personality of his own?
See, I mean, the difference is in the way they, in the performance, of course.
Right.
I mean, the kind of performances that Irfan has given is obviously very different from a very commercially viable performance that Akshay has given so far, if you can say it, like that. Yeah, so I think the difference is mostly in the performance, and Irfan is far more understated, underplayed.
Right.
It's very different. He's a different kind of an actor. And Akshay is different. He's so much more energy. It's so much more commercial and massy and entertaining and dramatic, and slightly over the top, because that's what you need for that kind of cinema. So I think that's the only difference. Other than that, they're great in whatever they do. Obviously, they're both stars in whatever kind of cinema that they do.
Tell me, who do you think is the sexiest actor in the industry?
Sexiest?
Yes.
I think I'm going to stick to the Desi boys.
Come on,
for now.
You're very safe now.
No, I'm not. Actually, I mean, you can't tell me they're not hot. So actually, yeah, so I think I'll have to share the position with Akshay and John.
In spite of where you're coming from, you've had your share of controversies and link-ups. How do you react to them?
You don't react to them. I think that's the ideal situation. But having said that, I think you do react to it somewhere inside. It does trouble you in the beginning. And then you sort of have to work it out in your head and see, what have you bargained for exactly?
Right.
And you have to figure out in your head.
You got a kind of a late start in the industry. Do you think you'll be able to catch up? Or do you even want to catch up?
I don't know who I have to catch up with, really. But at the moment, I think having taken 4 years off and, you know, just sitting at home and you know, thinking about coming back, and now having come back, and I think the reaction and the response of the industry has been great. I'm just happy to be in front of the camera, honestly, and just be working, just getting another interesting project. Just that, I think it's just worth it being here.
But were you really planning the comeback the last 4 years? Were you just like, okay, it happened. I mean, it's working out for you, so let's just go on and do some movies.
No, I wasn't planning all the 4 years. I think the first 3 years I just had a good time. I just traveled so much and I was all over the world and just had a really good time, really. And then I think having done all of that and dabbled in a lot of other things, I just was sitting and I was like, okay, so what is it that I really want to do? Then of course, you know, I started to think of acting and coming back, and then I kept thinking, oh God, do people remember me? Who do I pick up the phone on? I changed my number.
Come on, that's being very modest.
No, really, but I mean, 3 years is a long time. You wouldn't expect people to, you know, you can't just pick up the phone on someone after 3 years.
So did you finally pick up the phone?
No, somebody picked the phone on me. Thankfully, you know, it was Honor, and he found my number through a friend of mine, whatever, some long connection, and then he said that he wanted to come and see me, and he flew down to Delhi, and that's how it started.
And I have to ask you about your item number. So what really convinced you? I mean, did you think that for a long innings in Bollywood, it's like the best way to just do an item number early?
No. Honestly, I didn't need any convincing at all. I just need one phone call from Farah.
Wow.
At 8 o'clock in the morning, I think it was. And no, I didn't need any convincing because I love dancing. Ever since I was a kid, I think all I've ever done is dance. I've never done any theatrics, nothing at all on stage.
So I guess you always set for the glamorous Bollywood
I don't
role.
know, it's weird how it sort of seemed to be in some weird way be reaching there. I did, but I had never done any kind of theatre stage, nothing. I only used to dance, competitions, this, that, you know. So it didn't need any convincing, there was no plan. She called me, I was in Delhi for Diwali, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was rehearsing here at 9 o'clock at night. I was in the rehearsal hall rehearsing, and it just happened like that.
Recently, I was reading an interview. Pratik had said that you remind him of his mom, Smita Patil.
Yeah.
So that must be quite a compliment.
It is a huge compliment, honestly. I think coming from him, I think more than anything else, what warms me up to the idea is the fact that she's not with us. So it's this memory that somebody's, you know, kind of comparing you with. So it feels great, feels very warm.
I have to quickly ask you about this other rumor which we need to clarify. Apparently you were playing like agony aunt to John on the sets while he was going through his breakup. Is that true?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm close enough to him to even be talking about his personal things.
Right.
You know, and I just actually met him on the sets of I, Me or Me. We did 1 day of job on Desi Boys together, so I don't even know him enough to play, forget agony aunt, even a friend.
Lovely. All the best for the movie. It was great talking to you.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad to get
Thanks.
on the show.
Thanks for having me.